Hello, hello. It is 6 o'clock in the morning on the 18th of June 2021, and Muse have just re-released Origin of Symmetry. They've remixed the whole album, and I've already heard Citizen Erased and Megalomania, and both of those tracks, especially Citizen Erased, in my opinion, are much better. So I'm going to go through the album track by track, having a little listen to each one and just seeing if I can pick out things in the mix. I'm using earbuds to listen with because that's representative of what most people will be using. I do love this album and I'm a big Muse fan, so let's see what happens. Here we go. First track, Newborn. Here we go. Bass. Let's turn this up a little bit. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing already is just much more clarity in the mix. The original album, or this original song as well, it's very kind of compressed. I think they recorded it in like a week or something, a really short period of time. And so in that amount of time and with the technology that the band had access to at the time, everything came out. Muddy would be a little bit harsh, but a little bit more compressed, and everything's a little bit smaller. But now you can really hear that they've widened the mix, and quite clearly it sounds much, much better. Let's skip on a little bit. That's where the riff comes in. Yeah, the drums are far clearer. That snare is much more prominent, much punchier as well. Yeah, I love that that kind of vibraphone type effect. And it pans left and right. That sounds really, really nice now. It's there in the original mix, but now it's just a little bit more obvious and really complements the track pretty well. Yeah, everything much clearer in the verses. See if we can get to the chorus. Yeah, again, just much more clarity in the mix. Things have been panned slightly better, slightly wider, and everything just really sits a lot better. The backing vocals are much more clear as well. And here comes the solo. This will be interesting. Yeah, so overall, much clearer with that track. The mix is way clearer. That solo sounds awesome. Let's move on to Bliss. Yeah, again, same kind of deal, a little bit wider. This one doesn't seem to differ too much from the original, but things are just a bit clearer, a little bit wider. You can really hear what's going on a bit more. Yeah, the vocal shines a little bit more. Same with the last track as well. So that's something to notice. And I noticed that listening to the Citizen Arrays, the original release, the vocal was far, far clearer. And it's nice to hear his voice, his young voice, with that level of clarity as well. Yeah, I like the give me. I forget how much he used to breathe during his singing, and I'm sure that's going to stand out a bit more as well in this new mix. Yeah, very nice. Let's move on. Space Dementia. Again, this is slightly wider. Feels wider. Largely the same though. Yeah. Again, same kind of deal. Things have been panned slightly differently. Things are a little bit wider, a little bit clearer, and just a little bit more pleasurable to listen to in 2021. Ooh. Yeah, this is a lot clearer. Yeah, vocals much clearer. Yeah, that bit really shines in this track, actually. It's just, yeah, it feels like every now and then there's going to be a moment in the tracks that just jumps out much more, probably because what they did with the original mix, the kind of layers that they had in there at the time, and now they've had chance to go back and really kind of bring some of those to the front. Yeah, let's move on. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Hyper Music, one of my favourite tracks off this album. That's loud, much louder. Oh! Now there was a on the bass that I hadn't noticed before in that intro bit. Oh, yeah, that drum fill really kicks to the front now. Just sounds really, really good. Really clear. And one thing I have to say as well, it's a real testament to Muse as a band and just how tight they are. They're just one of those bands that just lock together. And when you can go back to an album that's 20 years old, remix the whole thing, use I believe it's going to be predominantly all of the original tracks. I don't know whether they've re-recorded any parts. In fact, Citizen Erased, I think maybe they re-recorded the solo to that. Not sure, but... Oh, and those background vocals, woo, morning voice, woo, they really stand out as well now. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm actually really curious for the second verse. Let's move ahead a bit. Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? On the guitar. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, that second verse is again a testament to Muse arranging skills. You know, they've dropped everything back to just drums, bass, and vocal, taken out the guitar, and suddenly the vocal has the chance to go forward. And in this particular mix, it works even better than it did. Yeah, beautiful. Plug in, baby. Already, there's a thing going on in the left channel, like a distorted surge of, and then you've got the whole pitch shifting thing going on the other side. Let's try that again. Move up. I've exposed your lies, baby. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, so that sounds pretty similar to me. The snare has obviously got a bit more punch to it. Again, there's a bit more clarity in the mix and the vocals, but largely the same, I would say, from that first impression. Citizen Erased. Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed when I listened to it, was that the drums are just so much clearer on underneath that guitar layer. Just loads clearer, loads punchier. Yeah, and just the whole mix together, just everything really locked together. Again, a testament to the band, but the mix, it just sits really, really well now. Everything's clear. Strings here. Yeah, very, very nice. Let's get to that mid section. Now, I feel like that's a re-record. The original mix, that layer is, I believe, in the right channel, and it's very, very squeezed, very thin. But this is quite big with a lot of chorus, and to me the part just sounds very, very slightly different, but maybe that's just my ears. Yeah, this whole midsection again, beautiful mix-wise. Just everything's clearer. You can really hear the vocal. You can hear the additional little things going on in the background. The touch of delay on the vocal. Yeah, when he says what you want and what you need, you can just hear a tiny bit of delay just really far back, which was barely noticeable in the original. Let's move on a bit. Okay. So we get to that end section now. Piano coming in soon. I think there might be new string samples. I'm not even sure there were strings in the original, thinking about it. But anyway, they sound very, very nice. I think the vocal is much, much lower in this mix. Normally those notes are much more obvious. Interesting. Perhaps they drop the vocal in favour of the strings. That bit's brilliant. On the original recording, there's some kind of filter. Again, the vocal's quite thin, but on this, you just get the fullness of his voice, and, you know, however old he was at the time, 24, something like that, I reckon. Just that young voice. It just, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, okay, let's go to microcuts. It sounds like the start of the track is actually missing. The start of microcuts is missing, unless it's at the end of Citizen Erased. Right. Is it at the end of this track? No? Ah, okay. I reckon we'll see a re-upload of that with the intro in place, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't do it. I know it doesn't do that in the original. Now, I have seen the making of this one, and I do know that there is an accordion, and you can hear the accordion here. Yeah, that vocal is not as noticeable. It's much further back in the original mix. But again, they've opened everything out. They've got this accordion thing going on, which adds a whole new dynamic to the track, certainly. that's interesting. Let's keep going. Yeah, the vocal is, I want to say, I think thinner would be the wrong word. I think they've put a bit more of a high pass filter on the vocal there, so that the highs are being brought out much more and some of the lows are cut. And the reason they would have done that was just for clarity. That's what you often do in mixes. You cut the low end of instruments that you don't, you want your bass to have a lot of low end and your kick drum and that sort of stuff in your rock mixes, but your vocals and your guitars, you don't want so much low end. And yeah, this it sounds much clearer, definitely. And again, you can really hear, you can hear all the individual little things in his voice. It's lovely. It's really nice. This is good. Yeah, so again, the mix is much wider. I can really clearly hear some strings on this side, and then the bass is more to the right. I just realised as I'm pointing, I don't know if when you're watching this, you're going to be hearing the opposite to where I'm pointing, because obviously my left is going to be your right and my right is going to be your left. Anyway, first time for everything. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Woo! That kind of line that he does. Yeah, that's looking forward to listening to that very loud in the car. Screenager. Yeah, again, same kind of thing. Everything's wider, everything's clearer. You just hear more of what's going on. And the vocal, it doesn't sound too different, this track. This is one of my favourite tracks on this album. Always surrounded. Skip ahead a bit. That's nice. Yeah, again, it's just really opened up, and it's more reminiscent of their live sound. If you've heard the Hullabaloo DVD, where they play a lot of the stuff from Origin, it reminds me of that. It's just got that width to it. Okay, Darkshines. Instantly you can notice they've done something to the bass there. The bass is a bit more lefty right now. There's a couple of things going on with the bass in both channels. Guitar's definitely clearer, as are the drums. I love that.
Passing by, you light up my darkest skies. You'll take only seconds to draw me in. So be my...
Yeah, that's beautiful, actually. Yeah, let's get to the chorus. Yeah, in the original mix, this chorus was particularly muddy, if I remember rightly. It was just a bit too, it was a bit distorted and a bit heavy and a bit, you know. But this is, again, opened out all of the same stuff. And the background falsetto vocal there in the chorus is much more noticeable. Oh yeah, trumpet solo. Trumpet. On guitar. Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Yeah, I've always liked that trumpet. It's an old Roland unit. I forgot the name of it now, but that's how he gets that trumpet kind of thing sound while playing the guitar. Feeling good. Oh, that's much clearer, much better. And again, you can notice the delay much more on the vocal. Whether they've added that delay, I don't know if it's on the original mix, but you can notice these little things now, because basically they're there. Before they were just, you couldn't hear them.
You know how I feel, drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's
looking forward to when it kicks in.
Life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea.
What's that high-pitched note that's going on there?
River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom in the trees, you know how.
Oh, it's a violin. Interesting. I think that might be a violin sample.
I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah, interesting, adding that violin sample. That's lovely. Yeah. And you can really hear that it's a double bass. Before, you could hear it was a double bass, but now you can really hear the blonk, blong, blonk, blong. Yeah, that's lovely. Right, Futurism. Obviously, that wasn't on the UK release originally. So let's see how this goes. Clear already, much better. That's much better. Oh. I'd never really noticed that groove before. Very, very jagged. Yeah. And I'd never noticed the filter on the vocal either. Again, it might not have been there on the original, but either way, again, much clearer. It's like I think it's a flange. Yeah, this is far, far better. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds huge now. Huh. Well done. That was very, very good. And last of all, last track, Megalomania. I mean, I've heard this one already, but string samples definitely much, much better. More modern samples. Rachmaninoff would be proud. Smooth it on a bit. Yeah, everything's really well separated now. You can really hear the crack of the rim shot on the snare. You can really hear the snap of that snare. It's really, really nice. Not prepared to pay what we're built for. Could someone tell me, please? Let's get onto the beautiful chorus. Just grow up and break the laws you've loved. Now that was something really curious that I'd noticed. So you've got the da 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 down, and then just after that, this is more of an arranging issue. It's the only thing I could take issue with, and it was the bass kind of really drops out. You lose all the low end for a second, and it's purely just because of where it's played on the bass. It's actually it's interesting, really. I think taking issue is the wrong way to look at it. It's just this interesting dynamic of you lose all the bass and then suddenly it all comes back. You lose all the bass again and then suddenly it all comes back. So I don't think I've ever heard this track live. I've seen Muse live a bunch of times, but yeah, it'd be really interesting to hear that arrangement live. And again, that whole bass thing that is not noticeable in the original, really. So. Yeah, the arpeggios on the old organ, much, much clearer. You can hear them over in the right-hand channel. And I'd never before noticed the acoustic guitar on the left channel. Dum, brum, da, brum, da, da, brum. Useless device, it won't suffice. I want a new game to play. Yeah, beautifully, beautifully clear. Wow. There it is. That is my review/reaction to the re-release of Origin of Symmetry. I'm really looking forward to listening to this on a few different devices. I'm looking forward to putting it on loud in the car and just experiencing the album from a whole new perspective, as I just kind of have with you guys watching me. If you're still with me at this point in the video, thank you. Appreciate that a hell of a lot. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.